Pick a card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick your card. So, Lumiere here. How will you grow in 2021? Card number 1. How will you grow? Health. Awesome. This is so nice. This is really beautiful. What I'm seeing here for you, number 1, is pretty obvious, and that's spending more time with like-minded people. Spending more time with like-minded people and actually doing like-minded things. There are some things that you'll have to do this year that is 2021 that you could do alone, sure, but they would take you farther if you did it with like-minded people. So this is maybe conferences, this is maybe sharing your dream, your goals with other people, and keeping you going. And if you're not that type of person, honestly, I would urge you to think outside the box for how you can do that socially with others. It could be one other person, but I do see you doing something in a group setting, in a group, very specific group setting, and it's going to be fun. I'm feeling fun for you. I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling happiness, I'm feeling camaraderie, I'm feeling companionship, I'm feeling this happiness for you going after what it is that you want and going faster with a group of people doing it. At least one other person outside of you will have to be what you need. At least one other person. And it may not be people that you know, oddly. It may be people that you find. It could be maybe beginning with someone that you do know. But what I'm feeling here is it could start with someone that you know, but once you meet the group and you're moving with that group momentum and group dynamic, that's how you really move forward. So for you, I'm seeing groups. I'm seeing fun. I'm seeing people. I'm seeing socializing and moving faster, forward, better. So if you get opportunities this year that come your way or you seek them out that are group programs, group coachings, masterminds where there is a community in there, that would be very beneficial for you and your goals moving forward. Obviously, this could be when it comes to your health as well, your mental health, your physical health. Do you want to get fit? Are you training for something? Do you want to become more mentally sound, less anxious or depressed or manic, or whatever those things are, or monkey ticky boom boom brain, right? There's we get like this sometimes, we just get neurotic. Do you want to move away from that energy and move towards something that is more fulfilling and maybe lighter? Do you want to move towards feeling lighter, or do you want to move towards generally just feeling healthier in your being, your body, and your soul? Find people, find like-minded people, and that will keep you stronger, and that will be the missing piece that you needed in order to move in the direction that you have been wanting to for however long you've been wanting that for. If this is about other areas of your life, it's about a group of people. If it's about work, you may find the work that you enjoy with talking to people, learning about what they do. They may have a position that's hiring that may not be posted, and bing bang boom, now you find yourself in an environment that feels really good. So for you in 2021, how you'll grow is in good environments, in good soil, in good not so much foundations, but in good environment, in good air, clean air, energizing air, good position where the sun is, enough watering. It's about the external factors that will definitely be building up your root system on the inside. So that's for you, baby. I'm going to read this to you so you have a wider understanding of this. The card says, of course, living healthily alone cannot ward off the great evil of life. Still, what good is it to surround oneself with beautiful things and happy things? And yes, you can also think about money and luxuries if you're not a part of them. The environment we live in includes ourselves as an essential part of it. So our well-being will start from how we treat ourselves, not living caged and sitting in a gilded prison, but experiencing fully, breathing deeply, laughing freely. What I also see is you being a very useful part of the group dynamic. Like, you will be valued because you have value to give, not just to take and receive. It's probably first of all an attitude. It's what helps us to take care of ourselves and to put effort into living fully. Be a part of the environment, do not live apart. Choose the motion and the energy. Take care of yourself even if it takes effort. And it will take effort. You will have to have effort in this. But it's going to, I don't want to say it's going to feel effortless. I feel like it's going to feel like something that you want to do. That's still effort, but it's like you want to do it, you know. Share the happy moments. So that's your message, card number 1. I hope that you have a successful, brimming, a happy 2021. I feel like I should put some decorations around this bit. I can't be bothered. Hey, number 2. Number 2, you have winter in Jueves. You're waking up. You're waking up. In order for you to grow, how growth will come to you in 2020. I forget the question, baby. How will you grow in 2021? You will grow by shaking off what you've taken on yourself. You will grow by busting out of your shell and the way things have been. It's almost like you'll be doing the opposite. So if you were staying in, you'll be going out. If you were reclusing, you'll be expanding. That's how I'm feeling with this. I feel like you'll be, the weird thing about how I'm feeling this, right, is roots. You'll be more so focused on your insides, but outwardly. So you can recluse and take care of yourself indoors in your own little corner, in your own little chair. And perhaps it's what you were doing in 2020. A lot of us had to. We had to be home a lot. But I feel like you'll be into a new phase in 2021. How you'll grow is now taking care of yourself with external stimuli building you up. So this is like if I could use the most basic example, this is someone who, rather than working out at the gym, works out at home in 2020. In 2021, they'll be working out at the gym. They'll be working out in nature. They'll be working out outside, right? And using other equipments outside of what can be found in their own home. This is someone who, if they've been working on shadow work, right? They've been, in 2020, been working on themselves, their shadow, and mending that rift and acknowledging that stuff and that pain and moving through that unraveling and that misery and that joy in themselves. And now in 2021, they'll be experiencing that with interactions with other people and other beings. So the things that you were tackling within yourself, you'll be tackling outside of yourself. So this is, if you found out that you have a shadow rift that was created because you have issues with receiving money, and you've done the exercises, you've read the books, you've done the meditations, the deep meditations around you and money. Now you'll be out in the world dealing with money, with people giving you money, with people asking for money from you, with money being something that you will have to physically now have an interaction with, and mend the rift between your shadow self and identities around money in a money type situation. So this is also if you've been healing from love, if you've been thinking about some things around love, and you've been in your head in 2021, if you haven't already, you'll be outwardly doing that, working that out with the people you're dating. Is this the kind of person I want to be with? Looking at them in the way that you have been looking at yourself, but you're looking at yourself in front of them, right? You're experiencing yourself in their presence, and sorting out your shadow aspect in their presence, in the out world, in the out loud. This is you doing that with your partner. This is you doing that in the outer world, family, friends, work, body image, whatever. But this is about you tending to your root system, your inside, from the outside influences. It's really quite beautiful. I'm really excited for that for you. I don't really know if the book has much to say about this because it is upside down, and the book does not have an upside down version of this, but the winter card is about resting and seasons. Winter is sometimes the most difficult season. It is easy to love summer, but we usually only love winter as a kid playing with snow or when we're sad. Winter is a season of silence, darkness, and pause. It is the silence between two notes, the pause between the sentences, the rest between action. Sometimes it's also the time to recharge, wait, and accept the silence. And I feel that that is true, but I feel like you've been doing that, and now it's time to do that, and like in the world, actually exercise those things outwardly. So I wish you everything. I really do. Keep your light on. Good luck. If you'd like a personal reading, come through, and I wish you the best of 2021 has to offer. Hey, number 3, how will you grow in 2021? We are all connected. How beautiful. How strange. In 2021, I feel like 2021 will be waking you up to observation. You may have been in 2020 very inward, very me, very my people, my life. And I'm not saying that with a judgment, by the way. Don't get that twisted. I'm saying that from a, must protect self, must look out for me. But I feel like you'll be looking at the world more, looking at the effects of what's going on with the world and getting more involved in the world, at least more caring about the world, looking at others' lives. You might, maybe for some of you, there might be some charity aspects for you, looking at how you can make the world a better place, looking to find your place in the world, looking to find where you can inject yourself in order to be of more service, of greater service to your fellow man, your fellow people, not just your kinfolk or yourself. There's something here about you looking out into the world and getting out of yourself, whether it's been due to the pandemic, whether it's been due to depression, whether it's been due to anxiety, whether it's been due to whatever has been, I don't want to say holding you back. I just want to say whatever phase you've been in that has been very inward and me, and egocentric. And by that, I don't mean the way people use ego as the devil. I mean ego as in very me, like a kid. Kids, children, nothing exists outside of themselves. And sometimes when we are depressed, when we are feeling trapped in our lives, when we are feeling even just concerned or nose to the grind, working on my business, working on my money and getting that hustle on, it's still very me. It's still very ego. It's just when I say me, it sounds terrible. And maybe it has been terrible what you've been up to, the phase you've been in, or maybe it's just been like you really have been focusing on you. That's what I mean. You've been focusing on you, your world, your kinfolk. But in 2021, how you will grow is by looking at the world as a whole, looking outside of yourself, which is gonna be maybe a little bit uncomfortable when you cognitively realize it. But I feel like when you passively do it, you'll be doing it passively. But when you open yourself up and look up, take your nose and head away from this sort of down position to up and look at the world, you'll like that, you'll exhale. You'll see that, wow, there's a whole world out here. There's people suffering. There's people dying. There's people thriving. There's people living. There's people making people. There's little people and big people, tall people, and, short people, whatever. You'll look at the wonders of life and say, I want to participate in this. I want to also do something with this. For some of you, you might want to travel because you see there's oceans and seas and valleys and hills and mountains and all these things, and you go, I want more from my life. I want to give myself more to the world, to people, some of you, and for others, it'll be to really experience life outside of the world that you've been in. Whether you'll actually get to that point in 2021 of actually, stepping out and doing that, it could be, but I feel like for most people, depending, it might be later in the year. I'm feeling a later in the year thing here. If that is something that you want to do, it might be more so like making plans after you've acknowledged that, yeah, I've been keeping to myself. I want to do more for people or more for the world or more outside of my shell, outside of my cocoon. I want to go out. I'm seeing that you'll make plans, but it won't be until later end of 2021, or at least midsummer after summer, as in June, July, for some of you, that you'll actually maybe get to physically do something outworldly if it is traveling. But for some of you, it might be local travel, local brochures, just looking to see what you can do in your own neighborhood. I'm really getting that vibe for some of y'all, so that's interesting. But I do feel like some of you might make a pet, might get a pet, actually have another life to take care of, another addition to your life. I'm gonna read this card to you. The very simple image of the elements of the ecosystem portrayed as electrons around the Earth may be a powerful one. We know the connection that links everything with our mind. Excuse me. But do we really feel connected? Do we feel an intimate kinship with strangers, animals, plants, and even oneself? When we can feel that connection and see a higher self rather than our common normal self, the world sings the lovable melody. And I do see that for you. I feel like you'll have a quiet peace about you in 2021 because you'll step out of yourself. You'll step out of your world. You'll look at the world at large. Like, you'll look outside of you. And for some of you, you'll just be looking. Others of you, you'll find ways to be of service. Others of you will be donating. I am getting some charity vibes here. Donating your time, your money, your energy, your support via maybe social media and, sharing petitions and sharing tweets or, being a part of certain groups in various group forms just to be a part of the world more. That's so exciting for you, number 3. Some more readings here says, take a step back from yourself and look at things from afar. Yep, that's what I've been saying. Understand that more things are connected than meets the eye. Having a connection does not mean being at the center of things. If you touch something, you touch everything. And I feel like, for real, when I talk about the small things of social media or sharing a petition, like, you have connected all these thousands of people who signed it with thousands more when you share it with other people. Like, it seems like a small thing, and for some of you, you might feel like, oh, I just did that, but I feel like even you will understand, like, you will really have a deep connection to that vertical line of the cross, to your higher self. Like, your higher self will really sort of, I feel like you'll step into that in a grand way. Your vibe is going to be amazing in 2021. Come through, baby. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. If you'd like a personal reading, let me know by the information is in the description box below. I wish you everything. Clearly, you'll have that. That's an amazing energy. I didn't want to leave that reading. Okay? I don't want to go. But that's amazing. I wish you everything. Keep your light on and good luck. Hey, number 4. How will you grow in 2021? Coexist. Oh, that's funny. I'm laughing because of all the other types of readings. All the other readings that we've had. Um it was just so different. Number 4. But it makes sense. There had to be. Um Number 4. In 2021, how you grow is by pulling in a bit, by recognizing the power in you and wanting to recognize that. You may have had trouble, deep trouble, and many people did really to a certain extent, but perhaps it bothered you even more how much people had to be alone. Or maybe you saw the consequences firsthand of how being too social or being too uncautious of the precautions out there to keep as many people as possible safe given what we have available to us as human beings. Maybe you saw that being not cautious really had some effects that you heard about but did not believe in or didn't think would happen to you. And this coming year, you'll be more reflective of how our individual actions affect other people. And that's something that we definitely learned in 2020. But I feel like for you, it'll be realizing how you do want to be around people. You do like to be around people. And it bothers you that you cannot be around that many people, especially in 2020. In 2021, I feel like you will be purposefully connecting to you. Purposefully connecting to why you are the way you are, why you feel the way you feel, and getting to know number 4. Getting to know who you are, where you stand, what you want to do. And it's going to be really lovely. I'm not seeing that you'll be ignoring people necessarily. I'm just seeing you being a lot more quiet, a lot more mum, a lot more of a listener, a lot more of this sort of King of Swords energy that I relate to in the terms of sitting, watching, listening, and only speaking when necessary. I feel like the moves that you make in 2021 will be very deliberate because you have thought about how it'll really affect you and how it'll really sort of make sense for you. This year is about you. Whoa. Sorry about that. I don't remember what I was saying. You'll have a focus on you this year. Speaking, not even when spoken to, like this is someone who will be absorbing things, but in a way that is for themselves. I feel like when it comes to 2021, anyway, at the end of the day, for you, number 4, you'll be thinking about yourself. How you'll grow is in you. How you grow will be looking at your innards, okay? And leveling up in that way. I obviously there is an element of isolation here, but I do see you maybe going out more in nature. Perhaps because of this is the nature of the deck, but I do see you going out more in nature. Perhaps forest preserves, perhaps, hikes in mountains, depending on where you live. Just somewhere you can get away but still be connected and still be with you. You can be with you at home, but at home you got a lot of distractions. There's the TV, there's the bed, there's the kitchen, there's the fridge. But when you're out in nature, it's just you and your thoughts. Like, you can't escape your thoughts. But also when you're in nature, you're connected to all things, and as you're connected to all things, you're really aware of yourself in a weird way. So I feel really in 2021, it's going to be a fantastic moment for whatever. I don't think that this is everyone. I really don't. I don't feel like this is everyone. But what I want to say is, for some of you who find that you have rifts in your being, right? Rifts in your being. fractions in your being, you will be drawn to in 2021 to put those fractions back together so you can become a greater whole. And that's going to be having to do with you being in yourself. For others of you, you'll just be wanting to spend more time with yourself, not necessarily due to fractions. There could be maybe subtle ones, but just sort of wanting to be with yourself, or be yourself, experience life, be connected with the world, but not of it. And by that I mean not of the man-made world, but more of the nature world. And that's how you'll grow. Maybe taking a walk a month, a hike a month, or a week, if you can manage that. Just sort of sitting outside even and looking at the sky and sky gazing, or looking at the trees and how the birds flitter, looking how the snow settles, just being around bodies of water and just sitting there in a daze. Those sort of moments where it's just you and the earth and the world and the wind are what will make you grow. You'll become a lot more mellow, dare I say it, in 2021. A lot more self-conscious, and not in a way that we use self-conscious. I really mean it in self-conscious. I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. Not, self-conscious itching, oh, they're looking at me. No, but like self-conscious, making your words matter, your actions matter, your movements matter, your interactions matter, and really looking and saying, why am I like this? Why did it, when this came to this happened? I experienced this in quarantine. I have a day job, and I lost my day job. And I would always say, oh, if I had more time, I would do this, and that. And when I lost my day job with the pandemic, I had all the time in the world, and yet I didn't do the things that I said I would do if I had more time. And I had to really look at myself deeply and go, why? What's really going on? Now that this excuse is out of the way, what's the real deal here? So certain questions like that may be coming up for you. Why do I want the life I want? Do I still want the life I want? That type of thing. How can I make my life feel fuller? How do I want to raise these kids? How do I want to raise myself? How do I want this relationship to be? That type of thing, just self-reflective, self-conscious. That's how I'm feeling for you, number 4. I really wish you the best of everything. This is going to be a really fun energy. Let me see if I can get anything extra for you here from the actual card. This deck does not do reversals. There's a very old story about the wolf, the sheep, and the cabbage. The story says it's impossible to have everything, and that one must choose whether to sacrifice the sheep or the cabbage. Choice is about responsibility, sacrifice is about maturity, acceptance of loss is about reality. But actually, the puzzle suggested by the story could be solved. It is indeed possible to save both the sheep and the cabbage. Coexistence is difficult, but not impossible. Sacrifice can take the form of effort, attention, patience, and perseverance. It's not always loss. Solutions can be found outside the obvious choice and the majority opinion. But more than everything, if you look at the picture, you may realize that even for a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage, life is not just a fight. Nature is not just about eating. They can stay there resting near a calm river peacefully, which is so beautiful. A solution may be found if you look hard enough. Between the cabbage, the sheep, and the wolf, there is no need to have a preference. Between a hard-earned choice, there is always time to sit a moment. Do not surrender to reason just because reason says so. So definitely take some time out for yourself. Take some time out between the struggles and what's happened, what you need to do for you this 2021. And that, my friend, is how you will grow. I wish you the best of everything, and I'm so excited for anybody that clicked on this video because it is lit. I appreciate you. Keep your light on, and good luck, my friend.